It's a late night live, you guys. We got a lot to talk about. Justin Timberlake arrested. They have some video allegedly from his DWI incident. We have to talk about the Real Housewives of New Jersey, amongst other things. So hopefully you're wearing something comfy. Grab a beverage, hit that like, and let's get started.
If you like what you see, come and get it with me. I know you deserve all you want. Your heart's made of gold, but don't wait till you're old. If you want it, I get you some.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel for another episode of No Offense, All Offense with me, stand-up comedian and pop culture vulture, Joleen Lunzer, where we talk about all things trending in pop culture, reality television shows, all the things we love to hate or hate to love. Before we get started, you guys, happy Tuesday night, or if you're watching this Wednesday morning, happy Wednesday morning. Something is in my hair. Okay. Thank you for your patience. My computer was like, it's a little late for you, Jolene. And I said, it's not too late for me because we love a late night stream occasionally, for all of our night owls or people on other sides of the globe, or the other side or other areas of the world. So surprise, we're live, you guys. Smash that like if you haven't already. Subscribe. We are well on our way to 40,000 subscribers, which is very exciting. We are less than 500, I think, away from 40,000. So that's cool. If you want to support the channel further than liking or subscribing, you can always send a super chat while we're live. I'll highlight your comment. You can send a super thanks after the video post. Thank you to those of you who have been sending in super thanks. Shout out to Jacqueline, who sent one a couple hours ago. Thank you so much for that. Otherwise, you can hit me up on the Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. Everything is on the bottom of the screen and in the description of the video. Otherwise, you can consider joining my YouTube membership or my Patreon. You don't have to do any of those things. You can just sit back and relax. But if you want to, those things are available. So how is everyone doing this evening for an impromptu late night, no offense, all offense, where we don't mean to offend, but someone always gets offended. Now, remember, as I always say, I'm very opinionated, but that doesn't mean you have to agree with everything I say. You're welcome to have your opinion in the live chat or the comment section.
That's my opinion!
It's just my opinion. Time for justice. Yes. Immortal Geo. Time for justice with Judge Joleen. Yes, yes, yes. Good morning from our little village in Sweden. I'm Swedish. Well, my grandfather was Swedish. And so we love a Swede, as we say. So hello in Sweden. Hello, hello. And hello, say hi. I have some cousins there. I forgot their names right now, but it's late. Say hi to my cousins if you see them. Sarah, thank you. Love your lives. Thanks for the laughs. You're so happy. You're so thankful. And you're so welcome. And you're so all the things. You're so happy. You're so thankful. I'm so thankful. I'm so happy. I'm drinking a late night Diet Coke, you guys. So you know it's serious. Like this is serious. Sorry, guys. My schedule is a little off. I'm not used to obviously having kids full time with my niece and nephew here, and they come every summer. So I just I'm at their, whatever they want to do. And I try to fit lives in while they're here, but I don't ever want to go a week without you guys ever again. All right. Ever again. I'm so thankful. I'm making coffee. Yay. All right. Smash that like, you guys. So did everyone see, I'm sure already, the news about Mr. Justin Timberlake? I mean, this was the first thing I woke up to today. Obviously, everyone's been talking about this. Justin Timberlake was arrested in the Hamptons for a DWI. And his mugshot has come out. And I will tell you, when you are rich and you are fancy and you're Justin Timberlake, they give you a ring light for your mugshot because he took a dang good mugshot. I thought I had it here. But it was, his skin looked good, the lighting, I don't know. How can he have a better mugshot than I have a driver's license photo? Do I have to get a little bit more money in my bank account and commit a felony to get that kind of treat. I don't know how he got that, but I was very impressed with the Timberlake mugshot. And yeah, it was a really good mugshot. I will say that. I will say that Britney Spears, Cat Williams says all people will be exposed in 2024, and Britney Spears did a hell of a job exposing Justin Timberlake in her book, and ever since then his career and everything has been going down the pooper, as they say. Right? Steven says that ring light made it so easy to see how bloodshot his eyes were. Cry me a river. You can go on and just yes, because I've already cried. Oh my goodness. Justin Timberlake has been struggling as of late. He came out with, I think, a new album, okay, and a tour. And he's been having to cancel, similar to J-Lo. He's been having to cancel tour dates because he's unable to sell out the venues, which if you are a Gen X or a millennial or a boomer, I mean, if you were around in the times of Justin Timberlake hype when he was huge. I mean, my college roommate, shout out to Becky, she loved NSYNC. She loved Justin Timberlake. We had NSYNC all over the walls because she was such a fan. He was a huge deal. And so I never would have thought, I guess in my lifetime, I guess also I didn't really think about it, but I didn't think in my lifetime we would see a time where Justin Timberlake would have to cancel tour dates. But that's where we're at in 2024. Again, Cat Williams said, liars, everyone will be exposed. So we've seen that happen. I feel like, Nostradamus, Cat really called these things. And it's 2024, folks.
All people that love the truth got to be happy if the truth coming out and lies is getting exposed. That's just what time it is. 2024, folks.
2024, and Justin Timberlake has been exposed. So Britney Spears, when she wrote her book, I mean, she shared quite a bit about Justin Timberlake. Justin Timberlake, with the whole Janet Jackson situation, with what was it, the Super Bowl and Nipplegate, and Justin Timberlake has, he's left a wake of women. He has affected their lives, their careers, but seemingly he didn't get, I mean, there wasn't much heat on Justin Timberlake for Nipplegate with Janet Jackson, because we love to blame a woman. And then with Britney Spears, the narrative was always she was the cheater, and then he wrote allegedly some of the songs on that album. I think it was, I don't even know what album it was, but with the Cry Me a River, about her cheating. And it seemed like Britney Spears was villainized for a long time in everyone's eyes. But when she shared, her book and him pressuring her to end a pregnancy, that he got her pregnant, amongst other things, she later came out to apologize to him about sharing these things. But I think it was just too late, And you know what? Steven says, okay, what did Timberlake do to Britney? Well, I think there was quite a few things in Britney's books, but one of the things was him kind of pressuring her to end a pregnancy that when they were together and they got pregnant. It was always going to be Britney was always going to take a L in that relationship, because they went from, the Mickey Mouse Club, and they were these Disney Mickey Mouse stars, and then they later went on to be, pop music sensations, and they were just these little virginal pop stars. But there's always more pressure on the woman or the girl in that situation, and so there's more pressure on Britney to keep this virginal image. And where Justin, it was like, he's going to hook up with people. And that's just how it's going to go. But Britney definitely had more pressure on her and was slut shamed a lot more. And Justin Timberlake's body count is probably pretty high. I mean, didn't he date Cameron Diaz? And then went on to, he was with her for a while. and then dated Jessica Biel. I mean, he's been with Jessica Biel for a long time, his now wife, but he dated quite a few of the Hollywood starlets, and who knows really what Justin Timberlake has. I'm gonna look up real quick, you guys, all of the Britney Spears stuff that she said about JTT. It's not even JTT. I keep wanting to call him JTT like he's Jonathan Taylor Thomas. And it's Justin Timberlake, but it's kind of like JTT. Now, Steven is saying that he is a Tom Sandoval. And I will say, I thought kind of that same thing as I was going through stories and pictures of Justin Timberlake. He definitely has some Tom Sandoval tendencies. I think the women in his life have either allowed him to look better in the eyes of the public, and also him just being like a man in pop music and in pop culture. There were different standards for him. But I think, Jessica Biel, she has a pretty squeaky clean little image there. But we know that he's allegedly not been, okay, everything I say is true except for the parts that are false. Everything's alleged for entertainment purposes only. But I don't think he's been 100% allegedly loyal to her in this marriage. There's been lots of rumblings. All right. And Britney Spears in her book, I'm just looking up a couple things here, said that Timberlake cheated with another celebrity, but she didn't reveal the star's identity because she now has a family and Spears doesn't want to embarrass them. Oh my goodness. She also said that she did get pregnant while she was with Justin Timberlake, and that he was like, I do not want to be a daddy. And very much, there was a lot of emotional turmoil, a lot of things that she had to process. And it was difficult for her because she felt, I'm sure looking back, almost pushed to that decision to end her pregnancy. So now, the New York Post had an article out today, and it says Justin Timberlake's biggest controversies. Now he's got this DWI arrest, Britney Spears cheating allegations, Nipplegate, and more. So according to the New York Post, Justin Timberlake has been at the center of multiple controversies throughout his storied career that began when he was a child. As a teenager, Timberlake had a tumultuous relationship with Britney Spears that made headlines again in 2023 when Spears' book came out. His wife, Jessica Biel, with whom he shares sons Silas 9 and Phineas 3, has stood by the singer throughout his public issues, even during accusations of cheating. I remember when these accusations came out because he was like on location filming something because he just, had to be an actor. And I have seen a couple things he's acted in. It's not horrible. There was one show I just watched within the past year, and he was kind of like the bad guy in it. And he was okay. But then if you compare him to like the other true actors within the series, you could see a little bit of where he didn't quite hold up to, he couldn't quite keep up with their acting skills, I guess. I mean, I know he was technically on the Mickey Mouse Club, they did acting and things, but he's definitely focused more on his singing, but then in adulthood tried to transfer over into acting. I don't think he's like that great of an actor, but I also could be being a complete hater. And I take full responsibility for that. But I remember when those allegations came out, and I was like, oh, he's on location filming. Interesting. Most recently, Timberlake was arrested for a DWI in the Hamptons on June 18th. He was charged with driving while intoxicated and cited for running a stop sign and failure to keep in his lane. So he dated Britney from 99 to 2002. And obviously the infamous Gene on Gene ensemble is something that we all remember as being just iconic and also terrifying. The Canadian, I mean, I do love myself a good Canadian tuxedo, Gene on Gene. But this is like the epitome of the early 2000s right here with Justin Timberlake. It was, it's the end of the world as we know it. It's 2000, tonight we're going to party like it's 1999. This is what that was. Justin Timberlake's ramen noodle hair, Britney Spears in a very low rise jeans with the Dump Him t-shirt when they did finally break up. But Britney Spears in like to the labia low rise jeans, like very low rise jeans, and this jean on jean matching denim that they were doing as a couple. So this is the New York Post article. Timberlake and Spears both all new Mickey Mouse Club stars, as well as Christina Aguilera, Ryan Gosling. I think Ryan, overall, I feel like he has escaped pretty unscathed as far as like the Mickey Mouse Club kids or stars go. You don't hear anything really bad about Ryan Gosling. But I don't know. It's 2024. We still have quite a few months left. Everyone's getting exposed. So who knows? So they began dating in 1999, ultimately ended their relationship in 2002. After their breakup, Timberlake released his Cry Me a River, which insinuated that Spears cheated on him. And wasn't it with the choreographer who later went on to be one of the Michael Jackson accusers? In the most recent, or I should say, since the pandemic, there was another documentary that came out with Michael Jackson accusers, and it was like Wade Robinson or something. He was a choreographer that worked with both Timberlake and Britney Spears. Yeah, Wade Robson. Okay. Thank you, Jippity. So crazy times. Years later, Timberlake supported Spears when she spoke out in open court for the first time in 2021 about her abusive 13-year conservatorship, which has since ended. But in 2023, Spears leveled a number of accusations against her ex-boyfriend in her memoir, The Woman in Me, including that Timberlake was the one who was unfaithful in their relationship. Isn't that interesting how it got spun? If in fact that is true, how it got spun to Britney Spears was the little hooer, and not Justin Timberlake. But that's unfortunately, like I said, it was always set up for Britney to fail in that sense. They were always going to the standards and the how she was held was always going to be very different to Justin, to her male counterpart. Spears said that Timberlake cheated with another celebrity, but she didn't reveal the star's identity because she now has a family and Spears doesn't want to embarrass them. The Stronger singer also claimed she had an abortion when the exes were together because Timberlake was reportedly not ready to be a father. She said, "I love Justin so much. I always expected us to have a family together one day. This would be much earlier than I'd anticipated," wrote Spears, but Justin definitely wasn't happy about the pregnancy. He said we weren't ready to have a baby in our lives, that we were way too young. After Spears' memoir came out, she issued an apology to Timberlake and shouted out his song Selfish. I think, yeah, that's his new song. In response, Timberlake declared that he wanted to apologize to absolutely effing nobody during a concert in NYC. I think this is like where Justin Timberlake completely lost everybody, because this idea that he would owe no one an apology, this idea that Britney would share, something so like serious, and it's not like their public life or I should say their private life or their relationship was off limits, because Britney had been criticized for it for years. She had been being judged. Justin made money off of this idea that Britney cheated, that Britney was unfaithful. But now, when these new allegations come about, he's like, I apologize to absolutely fucking nobody. This is a shitty thing to do because you're now both in your 40s. Like, maybe you just could have said something nicer. That's an asshole thing to do. And when I was looking through these pictures, as I was saying, even his accessories, you guys, I took a screenshot of a picture of him. I think I have it here. And he has he wears those pearl necklaces like Sandoval does. And I'm like, okay, here we go. I'm sorry, but any any guy that's walking around, you know, I respect the kink, but walking around with the pearl necklace over here, I'm going to side eye you from now on. I feel like I can't trust you. You know, Harry Styles, I don't know. Is there anything I need to know about Harry Styles? I think he wears those pearl necklaces. He also wears these Sandoval-esque necklaces, like beaded. And so once and the fedora still, like, JT, no, baby, no. I saw this picture and it made me think of Sandoval, and I just can't unsee it. Here, let me pull it up in my overlay here. So here is the mug shot. I did run that through. So his face wasn't that smooth, but it was close. It was close. I did run that through a little app there to make it really pop for my thumbnail. But that was a very well lit, and I will say I would like JT to drop the skin routine. I'm sure it's just cash, lots of cash here. But when I saw this picture of him, so this is more, his real face. And when I saw this beaded necklace, I was like, ooh, that's giving me some Sandoval vibes. Definitely some Sandoval Scandoval. But he does like a pearl necklace too. Let me see if I can get a shot of him. And sometimes even his clothing choices scream Sandoval as well. So is this one of them? Let's see. No. I don't know what it is with dudes now wearing the pearl necklace. I mean, wear whatever you want. Sure. But there seems to be a correlation between the pearl necklace and the amount of douchebaggery you are involved in. I don't know. Maybe I'm just so out of it. I'm just such a nerd bomber that I don't get it. Maybe that's my problem, but I just see a guy in a pearl necklace and I'm like, no, I know your story. You're going to need a lot of attention. You're going to need a lot of saving. And I don't have time for it. I don't have time for that. Of course, now I can't find it, but there are many pictures of him wearing actually multiple pearl necklaces. Is this one of them? Well, this isn't really oh, here we go. Okay, I found one. Wait, this is part of a TikTok screenshot. It's not super clear, but he's wearing a cardigan like me. Okay, so he's a cardi girl in a cardi world. Okay, here's another one with him in this pearl necklace. He's doing double pearls. I don't know. I don't trust this pearl necklace thing. And I know that might seem very small-minded of me, you guys. And I'll take a look at the comments here shortly and see what you guys are thinking. But sound off in the chat. Are we loving, hating? How are we feeling about the man pearls, if you will? I don't think I can trust it, and therefore I can't love it. If they were on dudes with better behavior, maybe. But this is what we're working with now. I don't know. Allie says he needs a shower. Let me shout out my super chat. Susie Q, thank you so much for the super chat. T Swift is taking all the tour money that's out there for JLo. I know, literally, like we heard yesterday with Billy, literally. T Swift is just making all the money on the eras, and no one else can make any money. Amalish, thank you so much on a coffee break. So of course I came here. I have to check my PO box too. Thank you, Amalish, for the super chat. Steven says, I saw a side-by-side mugshots of Jax. I saw that too. And JT, of Jax Taylor and Justin Timberlake on IG. So ironic that both have somehow caused trauma in the lives of girls named Janet and Brittany. Oh my gosh, Steven. Good comparison, good correlation. Okay, so that picture's a red flag, right? It's a red flag. Yeah. Lexi says needs to go dry out somewhere. Dog Mom Laura says, don't like the man pearls. He is really like Sandy Balls. Jump scare. Ale says, Justin's eyes never looked right to me, Shauna says. So you from the jump, Shauna was like, I do not trust this man because it's the eyes. You see it all in the eyes here. Okay, let me send over the other mugshot and let's keep reading this. Let me take this down and reading the rest of this article. Now, I did see a woman on, I think it was Reels or it was either Instagram or TikTok, and she was saying she feels as though Justin's biggest mistake where he really lost fans is when he didn't go and do a reunion tour with NSYNC. And it seemed like they were leading up to that, but fans felt allegedly betrayed because he almost used this alleged reunion with NSYNC that didn't quite happen to promote his new album. And it just looks as though he doesn't have the fan base he once did. The ladies who were the screaming teenagers who are now, moms my age, younger, might still be into him, but not as much. They're just not that into you anymore. It didn't carry over for him. And it could be, according to this lady on the Instagram and the TikTok, I thought this was an interesting theory, that people felt as though he kind of tricked them with this NSYNC reunion that didn't happen. It was just like, putting it in front of them and going, I'm going to do another solo thing. And I really think now's the time. I mean, Backstreet Boys have done it. New Kids on the Block, obviously. So many people, so many boy bands have gotten back together and went on tours and have been quite successful. Now, the Backstreet Boys have their own issues with Nick Carter and all the allegations about him and SA and that new HBO docuseries out that I've been watching about the Carter brothers. So, I mean, I'm not going to go see a BSB concert anytime soon with Nick Carter, but I think it would have been the time for NSYNC to go back out and do some kind of reunion tour, because I think as far as boy bands go, in my opinion, I think NSYNC was the superior boy band. Don't hate me. Feel free to at me and put it in the chat if you disagree, but I think as far as like bangers went and as far as music went, much better than Backstreet Boys. Am I in the minority here? I just think NSYNC, obviously NKOTB, they're iconic, classic. But NSYNC, there's just something about that little boy band of that time that just reigned supreme over, 98 Degrees, the Abercrombie and Fitch guys. There was a Color Me Bad. There was all kinds of little boy bands. Obviously, Color Me Bad was earlier, but for that like late 90s time, I think NSYNC was the best. But I totally get it with the NKOTB girl, but they were just a different era. So Steven says NSYNC was more famous, but Backstreet had better. Really? See, I always thought NSYNC had better music, but I love that we can still love each other. Okay, despite having our difference of opinion. Colleen says NSYNC was better. So in 2002, JT left NSYNC. Timberlake was a founding member of NSYNC with Lance Bass. I think Lance Bass is overexposed. I am like tired of seeing Lance Bass, and I know that's no offense, all offense, but he's just too overexposed. He's hanging out with damn reality stars like Britney and Jax. So every time I see Lance Bass, I'm like, ugh. And Joey Fatone a little bit too. And maybe even Chris Kirkpatrick. So maybe it just should be JC and Justin Timberlake at this point. Maybe just JC. But remember there was those rumors forever that JC was a racist. Did we ever get confirmation on this? Of what? Because that was like it was kind of like the Richard Gere gerbil rumor. You heard it, but the internet was still not popping like it is now. So it really wasn't, people weren't going to the Googles. You were just hearing it and you were like, oh, I guess JC's racist. So I don't know. Right? Fall back, Lance. It's just like too much. I've had it. Lance hanging out with Julie. He's hanging out with everybody. Lance is hanging out with anybody he can hang out with. When people are like, oh, I met Lance Bass. I'm like, and I think I almost wouldn't want to meet him because I'd be like, too soon, too much. Please leave. Okay. So some people agree with me. JC is in a new Meow Mix. Oh, good for JC. Just killing it with does he do the meow, 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 meow? Myra, you heard he's a misogynist, see? But probably both. And you know what? He could be both. He could be both. Lance is friends with the car. Lance, you got to take a vacation. You have to take a vacation. Can we talk about one more thing that isn't related to this? I know I'm jumping around, but it's late and we're having fun. What's up with Angela from 90 Day Fiance, that abusive asshole Angela from the relationship with Michael, whatever her last name is, being on Drew Barrymore's show? Oh my gosh. And Ross, whatever his last, hello Ross, him and his husband were there. And Ross, I guess, recommended her to be on the show to Drew Barrymore. And then she was on it, and you could tell Drew had no idea who this woman was. And it was disgusting. I'm like, Drew Barrymore, can you do a little research? Can you sit a little farther away from your guests? I'm over Drew Barrymore too. Okay. Now, I shouldn't say that because she's always looking for writers. But, and I know that my manager would want to submit me for something. I am over. Why do we have to sit on top of our guests? Why do we have to be weird? Okay. Please stop with this. Also, Drew acted really weird during the writer's strike. So there's that too. But she had Angela. Yeah, she had Angela on. Michael and Angela thought she was such a celebrity. I'm like, that lady is a whole ass abuser. If you've ever watched a second of 90 Day Fiance, and then they were talking about how she destroyed Michael's car, and they're laughing about it and go, everyone's done that. And I'm like, no, they haven't. Not everyone has taken a flight to Nigeria with in a Trump t-shirt and went and vandalized their Nigerian boyfriend fiance's car and then physically assaulted him and then say, you can't come to my America. Angela from 90 Day Fiance is everything that is wrong with Americans or the way we're perceived. This is how people in other countries think we all are. They all think we're big idiots like Angela from 90 Day Fiance, who might possibly be one of the worst people on the planet. This woman is like willfully ignorant. She's proud of it. She's like, I'm gonna drink my Coca-Cola and smoke my cigarettes. Give me some new titties. And you're just like, ugh. I mean, she's so gross. She's so abusive. She's with Michael from Nigeria, yet she's clearly a racist. She clearly thinks she has like ownership over this man. When this man escaped her, I wanted to have all the parties for her. All the parties, I'm sorry, for him, not for her. For Michael. And then she was claiming like he's kidnapped. No, bitch, he just escaped you because you're an abusive asshole. You are horrible. You are wretched. I can smell your breath from here. I can't stand that lady. Like she is, and can you imagine if this was a man? If a man acted the way Angela did, he would be done. How is this woman getting so many opportunities and so many times to like redeem herself after showing herself to be a blatant, abusive, ignorant asshole? Right? Thank you, AJ. Michael earned his visa the hard way, the hardest way possible. Can you imagine laying with that woman? It's, oh my God, that lady will turn me off. Like I'll put my feminist card away to hate on Angela from 90 Day Fiance because she's a whole ass monster. And she is just literally, when other countries look at us and with the horrible stereotypes, she's that stereotype. She's just like, I keep things in my titties. Like, and seeing her on Drew Barrymore and seeing Drew clearly not know who she was. And Ross be like, she's my favorite. How is she anyone's favorite? She sucks. She sucks. Yeah. And she's like friends with the worst bloggers on YouTube, like the trashiest piece of trash that ever trashed, like horrible racist people, like so bad. Right, Ross? Why? She is just, she makes the United States. So this is my country. I can guarantee you that chick is not paying all her taxes. And I can guarantee you she is taking advantage of a system. She definitely votes against other people, who actually need help from the system. I guarantee it, like the Men's Warehouse, that she is just a whole hypocrite sitting over there going, this is my country, living on a pond or something. I don't know. Yeah, she's just like Mama June, just disgusting. She's walking rage bait. She is a rageaholic. She thinks like she's right. She thinks her actions are just. And like, she has the right to put her hands on this man. So I was so happy when Michael escaped. I was like, hallelujah, praise the Lord. I hope. She was like holding his money, and now she's out there acting like a victim. It's like, no, she could beat Michael up with one of her titties. It was, she's her and Big Ed are the reasons that my mom and I, aka shout out to Nana, why we stopped watching and covering 90 Day Fiance, because Big Ed is a whole other monster. We used to love 90 Day Fiance, but that show sucks balls now. No offense, all offense, but it does. And they keep, pushing forward these predators and these abusive people like Big Ed and Angela, and it's impossible to enjoy when you see that they are still, the figureheads for this franchise. No Neck Ed and Angela McTitty Breath over there just beating up people and preying on people. So we just stopped. We're like, yes, Haru. And she thinks she's fine. She's like, you want all of this? It's like, nobody wants any of that, ma'am. No. And the voice is like she gargled a carton of cigarettes every day her whole life. Like, she just took it full, no filter, just horrible. So, oh my gosh. Right? How does Big Ed get ladies? They were talking about that one lady he was with. I saw a article, or just a couple headlines about how he was mad. Liz, I think, was her name. I had stopped watching by the time he had found a new lady. But this Liz, apparently, it's like, he's jealous. She found, I'm like, how? And Liz looks, I don't know if she's cuckoo bananas, but she looks like an attractive woman. It's like, how did you let that man on top of you? Not only are the allegations against him very problematic, and he's problematic himself, but no, God, ew. Let's see what you guys are saying. Samantha Stevens says 90 Day Fiance gives me a constant ick, and it was good. There was a time where it was good, it was interesting, and now it's just a freaking joke. Myra says all of these dating reality shows have gone downhill because people only go on them to become internet famous. Yes, they're not earnestly trying to find love anymore. Very true. Shauna says, I can't believe TLC continues to promote and capitalize abuse just because it's coming from a woman. Exactly. JW says, if Angela was on Bravo, maybe they would give her the Sandoval redemption arc. Oh, wait, she's a female. So she would get made an example like Kenya was. Maybe Angela needs to go to Bravo so that she can be properly taken care of. Because they're not going to protect a woman unless it's maybe Kyle Richards. I feel like if something came out about Kyle, by any means necessary, they would protect Kyle Richards. Sarah says, anyone who goes for Big Ed, I think, has major issues. Yeah, and it's probably just what Myra was saying, is that Liz most likely just wanted to be on television. And I mean, I guess you're willing to get with Big Ed to do so. North Van Amy says, Angela is so gross and so is Big Ed. Liz has no self-esteem. It's so sad. He doesn't have. Yes, Liz is okay. She is cuckoo bananas. Okay. All right. Yeah, they're just looking for OnlyFans subs. One of the last seasons I watched was with the lady who bought a house by selling her farts in jars when she was allegedly bi and was dating that young woman from Australia. And I would do impressions of the woman and also the fart jar lady. Apologies, I can't remember her name, but shout out to her for literally, like Billy Lee says, literally buying a house with her farts. Who knew you could do that? So brief little tangent, maybe not that brief, but I was floored when I saw that Angela was on the Drew Barrymore show. I'm like, first of all, is she even on 90 Day Fiance anymore? Like, I know she was supposed to be on this new season, but I don't think she was on that many episodes. And I'm like, why would they even? And when I saw it was Hello Ross Matthews, that was like, she's my favorite. And I'm like, no, Ross, what is wrong with you? And I only know my 90 Day Fiance stuff now if I see something like Auntie's Advice posts, or obviously that wet sock guy. And also shout out to Lesbian Speaking, because I saw it from Lesbian Speaking, who I found on TikTok, and then she's also on Instagram, and she was talking about it, and she covers a lot of the TLC shows and does a great job. And she was floored too that they let Angela on, and I'm like, oh, girl, hashtag me too. Yes, Stephanie and the fart jar. Pink eye in a jar. Yes, Stephanie. She was like, yes. Oh, Stephanie and the fart jars. That was iconic. So I saw that on Instagram today, and I was just like, oh, and I just remembered. So shout out to Lesbian Speaking for pointing that out about the Angela stuff, because I try not to follow anything 90 Day because it's just so gross now. But back to Justin Timberlake, you guys. So the group disbanded after Justin left, obviously, to be a solo artist. We were on a stadium tour, and I just felt like the whole thing was too big. Oh my God. Justin Timberlake probably regrets saying that. Justin Timberlake said that, you guys, to The Hollywood Reporter in 2017. He said, we were on a stadium tour talking about NSYNC, and I felt like the whole thing was too big. And now you're canceling concerts because you cannot fill the seats. It started as a fun snowball fight that was becoming an avalanche. And also, I was growing out of it. Okay. I felt like I cared more about the music than some of the other people in the group. Oh, goodness. JT was talking shiz about probably Chris Kirkpatrick, maybe Joey Fatone, could be JC. And I felt like I had other music I wanted to make and that I needed to follow my heart. Or his boner. Timberlake became a huge independent star after leaving NSYNC. As of June 2024, he's dropped 6 studio albums, and with hit songs including I'm Gonna Rock Your Body, What Goes Around Comes Around, da, 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 and Suit and Tie. I don't like that song. Mirrors, I don't even know what that song is. And Can't Stop the Feeling. He's headlined 5 tours, including the ongoing Forget Tomorrow World Tour. The superstar has won 10 Grammys out of 39 nominations. Timberlake also starred in movies including The Social Network. Who the hell was he? Oh, he was in The Social Network. Friends with Benefits. No, thank you. Wonder Wheel. Never heard of it. And Reptile. Is that what I saw? I think I saw Reptile. I think that's the one I saw. He does voice acting in the Trolls movies. And shout out to Ryan Bailey. Ryan Bailey posted something about JT in handcuffs, and he was in handcuffs for a DUI and the Trolls song. And that was pretty funny. NSYNC reunited at the 2023 MTV Music Awards and at one of Timberlake's concerts in Los Angeles in March 2024. He's going to need to pay these ex-band members of his to appear at his show so he can sell the tickets, allegedly. They also released the song Better Place for Trolls 3 in 2023, marking their first group song in 22 years. I'm old. Oh my God, I'm old. They did another song together, Paradise, for Timberlake's 2024 album, Everything I Thought It Was. He has some of the worst album names, I will say that. I'm not saying he didn't have bangers back in the day, because he definitely did. There was one song that, what was it? Oh, Sexy Back. I remember going to Las Vegas in my early to mid 20s. And that was in every club. And it was just like, yeah. And you'd be on the floor, you'd just be sweating. It was just that magical time, like that meme on Instagram where you were at clubs and you were just living your life, because nobody had phones and nobody was posting. There was no real, I think MySpace was maybe out. Yeah. But people weren't recording everything everyone does. People were just living their life, sweating, giving each other things, colds, STIs, I don't know. But people were just living their life. And then it was Sexy Back, girl. And I just remember a lot of sweating and a lot of cleavage. That's all I remember. And that song on in Las Vegas at all the clubs. But he has some of the worst album titles. And I was reminded of that when the Amy Winehouse video was trending, of when she was nominated for, I believe, her first Grammy for her album Rehab in 2007, 2009. She was, if you guys haven't seen this video, she's remotely at some kind of venue in the UK as the Grammys are happening, and she's got like her band there and her family, and they're filming her as Tony Bennett, who was one of Amy Winehouse's musical heroes, was reading out who was nominated and then who won, and she ended up winning. She was up against Justin Timberlake, I believe, for Album of the Year, or Artist of the Year, or something. And when they say Justin Timberlake, what goes around comes around, and she was like, "Is that the name of his album? Is what goes around comes around?" Like, she was disgusted by it. It was so real. R.I.P. Amy Winehouse, a true musical legend and just amazing talent, gone way too soon. And she was like, his album is called What Goes Around Comes Around. Okay. And then Tony Bennett said, Amy Winehouse Rehab, and the winner is Amy Winehouse Rehab. And she was genuinely shocked that she won. And it was just such a true and honest moment that I don't think we're going to get anymore in life. Maybe. I don't know. People are now so used to having cameras on them. They're like, and they don't necessarily always tell the truth. You know, we get like the edited version because they're afraid of getting canceled or something. I don't know. So despite leaving the group, Timberlake has seemingly stayed close with his other NSYNC members. Bass 45, damn, Lance, you 45? Even defended Timberlake when he was getting hate after Spears' memoir came out. Of course, Lance did. He's friends with Jax Taylor. Bass told TMZ that Timberlake deserves forgiveness for what happened in his relationship with Spears. Calm down, Lance. We'll decide that. The public will decide that. Or Britney. Or Janet. Then we have 2004 Nipplegate, which we mentioned earlier. Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake performing at the 2004 Super Bowl. Nipplegate was the viral incident with Timberlake and Janet Jackson at the 2004 Super Bowl. Jackson suffered an onstage mishap when Timberlake grabbed her leather top and accidentally exposed her breast in front of 140 million viewers. I still like, and we can't see a nipple. You know how many guy nipples I've had to look at in my life? Give me a female nipple here and there just to cleanse the palate, just to, just clean it up. But all the hairy male nipples I have to look at. But this was a really big deal because it's America and we're afraid of titties. So we have Nipplegate. 140 million viewers saw it. The children, and they're worried that if the children see it, they'll get hungry. They'll get hungry because they're like, that's some feeding, that's our feeding ground. So Timberlake later claimed that the wardrobe malfunction was not intentional and is regrettable. The FCC investigated the incident and fined CBS $550,000 for a titty, but it was later voided by the U.S. Court of Appeals. The scandal bruised Jackson's career and her ego. Of course, it bruised her career because she's the woman in the incident. Timberlake came out of it relatively unscathed. He's just like, yeah, I showed her titty. Bye. I got to go on tour with one of my horrible album titles. Jackson's initial apology for the incident read, why would she be blamed? He pulled this is so, now that I'm looking at this through, 2004, I was 24. So now I'm looking at this 20 years later from 44-year-old woman eyes, and I'm getting mad. I'm getting menopausal mad at this point. Why would she have to even apologize? She didn't rip her own titty out. He did it. He literally grabbed her little titty holder and pulled it off. So why would, oh my goodness. I don't know why until this moment I didn't really think about that. I just thought, oh, Janet Jackson definitely got a bad rap. It's so ridiculous. But now thinking, what, she had to apologize because he ripped her titty patch? Okay. Jackson's initial apology for the incident read, the decision to have a costume reveal at the end of the halftime show performance was made after final rehearsals. MTV was completely unaware of it. It was not my intention that it go as far as it did. I apologize to anyone offended, including the audience, MTV, CBS, and the NFL. I wasn't offended. I'll tell you, I wasn't offended. I mean, Janet Jackson titty, we should be so lucky to get a glimpse of that. But okay. Timberlake's apology read, I am sorry if anyone was offended. And Janet's was the decision to have A costume reveal at the end of my halftime show performance was made after final rehearsals. MTV was completely unaware of it. It was not my intention that it go as far as it did. I apologize to anyone offended. Justin says he did a Sandoval apology. Oh, Steven, more and more Sandoval looking. Timberlake said, I am sorry if, and we know from Bravo and Vanderpumprules and all the problematic men on the Bravo network, that if anyone was offended, if can't be in your apology. I'm sorry if anyone was offended by the wardrobe malfunction during the halftime performance at the Super Bowl. It was not intentional and is regrettable. Timberlake later issued a direct apology to Jackson in 2021. He waited until 2021 to apologize to Janet, saying that he failed the All For You singer. Jackson discussed Nipplegate in her 2022 documentary, Janet. Ooh, that was a good documentary. Honestly, this whole thing was blown way out of proportion. And of course, it was an accident that should not have happened. But everyone is looking for someone to blame. And that's got to stop, she said, of the incident. Janet, Miss Jackson, if you're nasty. I mean, yes, said perfectly. Justin and I are very good friends. He will always, and we will always be good friends, she continued. We spoke just a few days ago. He and I have moved on, and it's time for everyone else to do the same. Now then, the 2010 cheating allegations. In October 2010, Us Weekly reported that Timberlake cheated on then-girlfriend Beal with Olivia Munn. And who is she? I hear her name, and every time I hear her name, I go, who's Olivia Munn? Now I gotta look this chick up. Olivia Munn. Okay, she's an actress. What was she in? I have no idea. She's with John Mulaney. Okay. And Olivia Munn sparked marriage speculation as he deletes ring photo one day ago. Oh, so they were pictured. She's 43. Oh, she was okay. She's born the same year as me. All right. She's with John Mulaney. Okay. She appeared as a correspondent on The Daily Show with Jon Stewart from 2010 to 2011. I don't remember that. She's known for a 3-season-long portrayal of Sloane Sabbath in, what is it? Oh, wait. Oh, gosh. Okay, of course. She's known for 3-season portrayal of Sloane Sabbath in Aaron Sorkin's HBO political drama series, The Newsroom. I never watched that. I'm just not cultured. I didn't watch that. Munn's other acting roles include a recurring role on the television series Beyond the Break. Never saw it. Oh, geez, Jolene. And supporting roles in comedy films Big Stan. Anyone else? I never saw that. Date Night. Nope. Steven Soderbergh's comedy drama Magic Mike. I have never seen Magic Mike. I know I should have my ovaries taken away for that one, but no offense, all offense, but Channing Tatum, he doesn't do it for me. Like at all. Literally at all. Nothing. Dry as the desert when I look at I don't get it. And I know I'm not even looking at the chat right now because I'm sure people are like, Joleen is a monster. But I don't get the hype. I'm sure he's a fantastic guy with a fantastic penile area. But I don't know. Gyrating and the male dance thing, fun, haha, awesome. Just, he's not the one. Not for me. She starred in the supernatural horror film Deliver Us from Evil. Did I see that? And the comedy Mordecai. No. X-Men. Apocalypse. Did I see that one? I've seen X-Men. In 2017, Munn provided the voice of Coco in the Lego Ninjago movie. No. She appeared in the History Channel Series 6. Well, clearly, I'm not very cultured or intelligent, so I didn't see that either. In 2018, she had a leading role in the science fiction film The Predator. No. Sorry. Don't know her. Oh, they had a baby, Tracy? Oh my gosh, I'm way behind. I remember I am way behind. I think she's done some Comedy Central roast too. Okay. All right. No offense, all offense, but if they have kids, Jessica is staying for the kids. They do. They have 2 sons. If you're talking about Jessica Biel and Justin Timberlake. So far, I haven't seen anyone drag me in the chat yet for my Magic Mike. ignorance and also for the fact that I don't like, I'm not a fan of Channing Tatum, but I'm sure he's a great guy. Myra says, yep, I just watched Mulaney's Everyone is in LA, and it was unhinged in the best way. Yes, was that good? Because I think, didn't that premiere during Netflix as a joke? I didn't even watch that. I don't watch a ton of comedy. And I know that sounds ridiculous because, like, Joleen, you're a comedian. Why don't you watch comedy? But I just don't. It's almost like going to work, I guess. I don't know. There's lots of reasons. Who cares? You guys don't care about that. She was in Seventh. Yes, Jessica Biel was in Seventh Heaven. I know Jessica Biel's resume. She was also in Blade and Blade Trinity, which is a very good Blade, the third Blade. Now, if you ask me about Wesley Snipes and Blade, I know all the Blades, but whatever Olivia Munn was in, I don't know. Cry Brand 22 says the last Magic Mike is good, but the original is sad. Oh, is it sad? Oh. Is Mulaney now sober? Because he had a little nose candy, right? So good for him for getting sober, because that's a hard one. And he was married before, right? Munn had, oh no. Oh, well, shout out to Olivia Munn, and I hope she recovers and is doing fantastic. And I'm so sorry that I am so not cultured that I haven't seen basically anything that she's been in. Autumn, welcome to the YouTube membership. Thank you. Autumn, Trace, thank you so much. JW, thank you for the super chat. JT allegedly has a hairpiece. Shut it down. I could see that. Because his hair is receded. And I went, but I just never, it's not a big deal if he knows. But I never thought about JT losing his hair, because that's like Joe from Little Women. You're one true beauty, you know? Chickenhead PK Neely, thank you for the super chat, says JT needs to sober up. Expect him to go to rehab since he can't sell seats. And it could be, that could be part of the reason that he's maybe going a little heavy on the booze, is he is dealing with the reality of his reality right now and not being able to sell these tickets maybe. But again, you're rich. It's 2024. Why are you driving? Well, you're intoxicated, because he got charged with a DWI, and that's driving while intoxicated. And I know most places it's like DUI, driving under the influence. But he got charged with a whole DUI. And sir, you're rich. Call an Uber, call a Lyft, have a driver. What are you doing with your life? Like, just the trolls' money alone, you could pay for a driver 24/7. So that is infuriating when these celebrities, especially all the way in 2024, are getting DWIs. What is this, Paris Hilton? Circa 2006? I mean, sir, that is horrible. You could have really hurt someone. Steven, thank you for the super chat. Steven says, fun fact, YouTube was created because of Nipplegate. What? Steven, tell me more. Chickenhead, thank you for the super chat, says, I already highlighted that one. I'm so sorry, to Olivia Munn. That's horrible. Okay. Yes, thank you, Crybrand. Lyft or Uber, bro? Come on, JT. That is so unattractive. I think Olivia Munn was in one of the Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. Okay, well, I've seen Bad Boys. So I've probably seen her in so many things that I'm like, what? Okay, so allegedly he cheated when he was dating Jessica Biel with Olivia Munn, which, okay. A source told the outlet that Timberlake and Munn had a 3-day fling after meeting at a MySpace event. Holy shit, that is the most. In 2010, people were still on MySpace in 2010. Was I still on MySpace in 2010? I don't even know. They met at a MySpace event, and then they had a 3-day fling. Justin, calm your boner. Why even have a girlfriend? If you're just going to be Justin Timberlake and you want to dip your wick all over the place, why even be in a relationship? I don't understand these men. Timberlake's rep denied the allegations at the time. Munn's rep never commented on the claims. 2019, now this is the one I remember, canoodling with his co-star 7 years into his marriage. So it's one thing you cheated once, but twice, 3 times a lady? Oh no. 7 years into his marriage with Biel, Timberlake was caught canoodling with his Palmer. I have no idea what that movie was. I've never seen that in my life. Co-star Alicia Wainwright in New Orleans in November 2019. The Sun obtained exclusive video and photos of the pair hanging out at a bar. Sources claimed that Timberlake was not wearing his wedding ring and appeared to have been drinking heavily. Justin, sounds like a problem, sir. And was unsteady on his feet. He just tripped and his dick slipped, right? Oh my goodness. Just, oh, yes, this is one of the pictures. Because look at, she's got the hand on the knee. Oh, man. He's so lucky he wasn't stabbed, allegedly. Obviously, we do not advocate for violence, except for when we advocate for violence. But he's very, very lucky. Okay. So Justin Timberlake and Alicia Wainwright, allegedly here, well, I mean, it's not really alleged. They're doing it right there. Hold hands in New Orleans. Oh, and how embarrassing. Sir, you know cameras are going to follow you. Don't embarrass your wife, who has now given you 2 children. Oh, God. And it's close to his wiener, too, the hands. Justin Timberlake and Alicia Wainwright. I'm getting mad all over again. And that didn't even happen to me. Here's Timberlake leaving court in Sag Harbor. Ugh. In 2024, but Justin. Timberlake later apologized for the incident in a now deleted Instagram post. Of course. A few weeks ago, I displayed a strong lapse of judgment. But let me be clear. Oh, he sounds such like a politician. Like, calm down, John Edwards. Okay, Bill Clinton. But let me be clear. I did not have sexual relations. Nothing happened between me and my co-star. Then why are you holding hands, you weirdo? He said, I drank way too much that night, and I regret my behavior. I should have known better. This is not the example I want to set for my son. Oh, you already had a son. No wonder no one's coming to your concert, bro. You can't be singing love songs and be a whole ass dog unless you admit you're a dog. You can't be a down low dog and be trying to sell tickets to the love show. You either just got to be the dog and own it, or you got to be on the straight and narrow and respect your wife and write them love songs about Jessica Biel. So I should have known better. This is not the example I want to set for my son. He continued, I apologize to my amazing wife. Now she's amazing. And family for putting them through such an embarrassing situation. Trey embarrassing. And am focused on being the best husband and father I can be. But just wait. In 5 years, I'm going to get a DWI. This was not that. Biel stayed quiet during the controversy. And it's Jessica Biel. Like, bro, it's like an Ariana. I'm not saying Jessica Biel's Ariana, but you have these like very attractive, smart women who want to have sex with you and be in a relationship with you, and it's still not good enough for you. You still got to be out there embarrassing them and cheating. It is just sad. A source told People at the time that Biel believes he didn't cheat on her. They added, what's most important to her in life is her family and being the best mom to Silas. She'll never break up her family over something like this. Wainwright never directly addressed her behavior with Timberlake, but she did praise the Grammy Award winner in an interview with Entertainment Tonight over a year later. This guy is a megastar with a mega boner. No, she just said this guy is a megastar and he's one of the most recognizable faces. I thought he was incredible in this movie, she said. You'd be surprised how someone is in character. You can take away all the noise and just focus on what's in front of you. Like, let's make a movie. Okay, girl. What? Now we get to 2024. The DWI arrest. Timberlake was arrested on DWI charges in the Hamptons early in the morning on June 17th. He was pulled over in Sag Harbor and taken into custody and was cited for running a stop sign and failure to keep in his lane. The following day, he appeared in court and was released without bail. So did he have to spend the night in jail? Did this ring light dude have to spend the night in the jail? Is that what they're telling us? Oh my goodness. JT probably got his own cell. Got his own bologna sandwich plate. Okay, wait, no, I just put the same one up, Jolene. Okay, never mind. Wait, maybe it's in my downloads. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Is this the one? I got to take off my I didn't realize how edited. I mean, it's still, this is the real mugshot. But yeah, you can tell that's some Coors Light in those veins. He's got the little grays on his beard, but great lighting, but definitely glassy eyes. definitely all the glass in the eyes. So per page 6, Timberlake was with a bunch of friends. Where was Jessica? Where was Jessica when this happened? He was with a bunch of friends at the American Hotel on Main Street. That doesn't sound classy. Before he drove off around 12:30 a.m. Go home. You're a dad to young people. The hotel is a 2-minute walk from the local police station. Oh my goodness, sir. You were just asking for it. And rooms can run up to $625 a night. It sounds like the Motel 6, but I'm sure it's fancier. Timberlake reportedly told the police that he had only had one martini. He was like, 1 martini, I'ma open my legs. 2 martini, I'ma give me some head. And he refused their request to take a breathalyzer test. Oh, he was like, give me that blood work. Get it from the blood. Sources said the musician appeared glassy-eyed and smelled of alcohol. Oh, bro, you reeked, they said. His friends were telling the police, let him go, let him go. An insider told the outlet, what? Who are these friends? Who are you hanging out with Lance Bass? What's going on? Let him go. It was like college kids. An insider told the outlet the cop who pulled Timberlake over was also reportedly so young that he didn't even know who the star was. Oh my God, I love that for him. I love that for him. Because he probably thought, I'm Justin Timberlake. And the kid's like, who? Are you like, oh, I think my grandpa listens to your music. Were you in like a little dude band? Did you used to have ramen noodle hair? Yeah, I think my grandma watched you. Was that when MTV played music? Yeah, I wasn't born till like 20 years later, so I have no idea who you are, what you're talking about. The source added he didn't recognize him or his name. This is going to ruin the tour, Timberlake allegedly told the officer. I think it's already kind of going down the crapper, sir. You're already having to cancel. This is going to ruin, not I could have hurt someone, not this is going to embarrass my wife, my children again. I should be ashamed of myself. I'm a 43-year-old man. Why didn't I call an Uber or Lyft? It's 2024. Cat Williams warned me that we were going to be exposed. But here I sit out with some friends who are chanting, let him go, lock her up, lock him up. If it was my friend, if I was a Justin Timberlake, I would have just lock him up. Lock him up. I would have done him like they did Hillary Clinton. I would just lock him up all day, every day. So here's him. What are you even wearing, Jay? I just realized. Now, I know I'm not the fashion capital of the world over here. But what is he even wearing? What in the light wash death is happening over here? With these pants and the shoes and this is very Tom Sandoval. Okay, so shout out to Steven again. This is his mom's power blazer. Okay, this is definitely a Golden Girls power blazer with some kind of t-shirt, a fun graphic tee, and then a tennis hat or something. Oh, goodness. So he's walking out with his dad. The cop responded, what tour? I hope this is true. I know that this is just alleged, that the cop allegedly was young and didn't know who he was. And Justin said, this is going to ruin the tour. But I hope the cop really responded, what tour? Oh, dude, what tour are you on? Oh, are you on one of those like reunion tours with your other elderly friends? What? Huh? Timberlake he's like, did you know Elvis? Timberlake has been on his Forget Tomorrow World Tour. Oh, what is that? That sounds like a ride, like a canceled ride at Disneyland. Forget Tomorrow. It's a small world after. Yeah, Forget Tomorrow World Tour since April. Per court documents, his next court appearance will be July 26th, but he does not have to attend in person. His driver's license will also be suspended in New York. I hope he has to blow in the thing, in order to drive. That would be a good punishment for him. 2 days before the arrest, Beale celebrated Timberlake with a Father's Day post via Instagram. Oh, this is probably going to be really cringy. Okay, so she posted on Instagram. Oh, you're so many things to so many people, but to us, you are the rock. Like Dwayne, the Rock Johnson. The rock we climb on. We lean against. the rock that shades us from the sun. What is this, like Shel Silverstein? What's going on here? And when we recline on you, as we always do, hopefully our butts will keep you eternally grounded and warm. He is not grounded, girl. His ego is, and he's too much. And that is not grounded. And that is not a rock. He is pebbling across the pond. Just She wrote, "We love you." The rock of the family was out till 1 a.m. and then drove home drunk, while his friends said, allegedly, "Let him go." But I was screaming, "Lock him up." And then he said, was more worried about his tour, allegedly. Hours before the scandal, Beale was also photographed filming the upcoming Prime Video thriller series, The Better Sister in Central Park. I will say Jessica Biel was in the Candy. What was her name? Candy, that murder lady, little series. And I thought she did pretty good, I mean, nothing beats her performance in Blade Trinity, but I thought she was, so Jessica Biel's been doing the damn thing. And this girl's out here working, being a mom, posting nice things about him, and also being hot with a six-pack. And he's just like, "I'm going to go get a DWI and cheat on you multiple times." I mean, trash, trash, trash. Throw him in the garbage, as Nana would say. Yuck, yuck, right? He's no rock, HC says. He's a rolling stone. L says full clown mode. Ew, rock. Witness says, yes, a crazy day, RPN. A crazy day. Jessica was amazing. Yeah, I loved Candy. And then, who also played Candy really well is the Olsen twins, their sister, Elizabeth, who is a great little actress. Who knew? She was and that Candy story is very, very interesting. So yeah, Jessica did great in that, as did Elizabeth. These women are out here killing it, and Justin Timberlake is out here as, with bad fashion and bad common sense. So, oh my goodness. Yes. Yeah. A gray rock. He should have been gray rock. I think she's hoping. Joseph says, "Oh God, Jess is trying to act like they're one big I think she's hoping because they got 2 kids." He said no 3 times to the breathalyzer. Oh, Tracy said he said no 3 times. Oh my goodness, sir. He's going to have to, he's probably going to go to some kind of celebrity rehab place. If he, I mean, I don't know if he's going to admit to like having a drinking problem or something, but he'll probably do that, if anything, to lessen whatever sentence would come his way. DM Rocks, thank you for the super chat, says, "I heard Justin hooked up with Cameron Diaz." Well, I think they dated for quite a while, but do you mean like after they dated, when he was with Jessica Biel? So I think they dated for quite a while. And yeah, so before he was dating, before he was married to Jessica Biel, he had a very high profile romance with Cameron Diaz. The duo was together for 4 years, from 2003 to 2007, so right after Britney Spears. But the rumors of infidelity have long haunted the Crimea River singer. So he's been a serial cheater for a grip for quite a while. And they have resurfaced again. And this is an article from Yahoo Entertainment. She Knows by Kristen Burt is saying that on February 20th, 2024, that they have resurfaced again. Playboy bunny Zoe Gregory, who lived in Hugh Hefner's Playboy mansion, claimed to the Daily Mail that she had a fling with Timberlake while he was dating Cameron Diaz. They met at one of Hefner's parties, where the former NSYNC star initially resisted Greger's advances, because he had a girlfriend. The Playboy star reportedly gave him an excuse, since Diaz was not with you now, and that's when Timberlake allegedly stripped down to his boxers and jumped into the infamous grotto pool. Gregory was not shy nor discreet about what happened next. She said, "He didn't want to look like a wimp. We both got in the grotto and we both got our kit off." Huh? "Down to his shorts." What? "And we ended up fooling around," she claimed. "I didn't have sex with him, but we had a fondle and we made out. Is she British or something? we had a fondle and we made out. While Diaz is now happily married to Benji Madden. Shout out to Benji Madden, the good Charlotte brother, and probably doesn't care about what happened in the past. It's never a good feeling to be cheated on. Timberlake can't seem to escape the constant infidelity rumors since they began during his young relationship with Britney Spears, who alleged in her memoir that he cheated with another celebrity. Who was rumored to be the All Saints girl group member Nicole Appleton. Okay, I vaguely remember the All Saints girl group. Nicole Appleton, all right. Besides Gregory, the 42-year-old singer, well, now he's 43, reportedly cheated on Diaz with his now wife. Oh, and then reportedly stepped out on his Beale relationship with Olivia Munn, which we talked about earlier. And then also in 2019 with his co-star Alicia Wainwright. Oh, he's a regular Prince William over here, allegedly. Okay, let's see if there's anybody else. No, that's all that they're reporting. Thank you, Yahoo Entertainment. Susie Q, thank you for the super chat. Susie Q says some countries consider DWI a felony and may deny you entry. Might make touring difficult. I think Canada's like that, right? Because I remember when people would get DUIs or DWIs in Minnesota, it was like, no, I can't go to Canada. Maybe that's since changed. But luckily, knock on wood, I never got a DWI, but I never was into drinking and driving. I was just into drinking and blacking out and passing out and just being an asshole. But I wasn't into drinking and driving. But yeah, I don't know if it's forever you can't go to Canada. I'll have to double check on that, you guys. Okay. Tracy's saying yes, Canada. Yeah, Canadians are like, they're not going to F around with that. They're like, get out of here. You can't have any of our Molson. No Molson for you. You Molson. Is it Molson or Molson? That's one of their beers. I just remember some of the Canadian beers. Molson. They seemed just stronger. Oh, it's a Montreal beer. It was founded in 1786. Damn. Or Labatt's. Oh, yeah. That was another one. In Minnesota, we got some of your Canadian brew. It was strong. Canada. Yes. Shauna says, cheating is solely about the cheater. Come on, y'all. Doesn't matter what the cheater looks like. I know. It has nothing to do, but it never ceases to amaze me that these men can take what they have for granted. And I know they're just serial cheaters and they just always have to be with someone else to feed their ego or whatever's going on, the problems with them. But it's like you have these like really great women at home who you've made commitments to. Why even make a commitment to anyone if you know that your wiener strays? If you know your wiener likes to, cross the street, go in a different neighborhood, or in a different house, why even get married? It's just so selfish. There's a Molson. I quit drinking too soon. There's a Molson Golden, 7%. That's high, right? I feel like it was high. Yep, cheating is selfish. Point blank. Sarah Lynch says his wife is so beautiful and he's kid at best, and he still cheated on her. Or he's mid. Oh, you said he's mid at best. Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm talking to my niece and nephew. They're always like, I'm like, oh, how's that mac and cheese I made? They're like, mid. Everything's mid. Except for we took him to a restaurant and my nephew finally said a cheeseburger was bussin'. He said, this is bussin'. But everything else is mid. Oh, did you like what I made? It's mid, Jolene. It's mid. Yeah, why did the wiener cross the road? To get herpes. I don't know. To get something. To get chlamydia. The flailing wieners. Butterfly says the men's egos can't keep up. So Justin Timberlake will be back in court where he doesn't have to be in person. So either his lawyer will be there in person or it's a Zoom thing. But we'll see. He has yet, I believe, let me double check here, but he has yet to make a statement. I think they did say, though, that, let me make sure that Justin Timberlake, he hasn't said anything. No, not yet. I don't see anywhere where he has put out any statements, but CNN, CNN, they love to play with us. CNN said, oh, we have what we think is footage. So I clicked on it thinking, oh, okay, CNN's got a little bit of footage. Okay, cool. They're like, yeah, this might possibly be the Mercedes or something that Justin Timberlake was driving. Okay, so take a look at this. I altered the audio a little bit and added my own for fair use reasons, but here is, let me know, give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear this. Let me just put in, actually I can just mute myself and we'll play this video, and just give me a thumbs up in the chat if you can hear the audio on this.
In footage obtained by CNN, a car that matches the police description of Justin Timberlake's vehicle is seen driving down a street in Sag Harbor, Long Island before the singer was arrested. The gray 2025 BMW in this video does not appear to be swerving or driving erratically. The footage depicts an area near where Timberlake was arrested early on Tuesday, just past 12:30 in the morning. After being held overnight, Timberlake was seen leaving the Sag Harbor police station in the Hamptons in the morning, charged with driving while intoxicated. Timberlake was pulled over by police when he rolled through a stop sign and failed to stay in his lane. According to court documents, Timberlake's eyes were bloodshot and glassy, and his breath had a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage. An officer said he had slowed speech, was unsteady, and performed poorly on all standardized field sobriety tests. Timberlake rejected a breathalyzer 3 times and told police, quote, "I had one martini and I followed my friends home." Representatives for Timberlake have not responded to CNN's request for comment.
I'm locked up, won't let me out. No. Oh my gosh. Akon. Get it, Akon. What happened to Akon? Justin Timberlake got locked up. They won't. Yeah, CNN's like, this might possibly be his car. We don't know. We can't confirm, but we're definitely going to make it a story. And I'm like, oh, CNN. Oh, CNN. You toy with us. They won't let me out. No. Okay. So, oh, we do have, okay, Justin Timberlake in handcuffs, which is crazy, something I never thought I would see. So let's pull this up. Everyone was posting about this. This is a photo from the Daily Mail of Justin looking like he just was dropping his kid off at college and decided to stay to party. You know, that's what he looks like. Oh my gosh, Justin. Here, let me pull it up here, you guys. And he's walking out of the station in old Sag Harbor, which is such an interesting name of a location name, and also a brand of women's clothing that I always thought was hilarious before I knew that it was a location. In the United States, I thought, of course, that's what they would name a woman's clothing brand, Sag Harbor. But then I found out, oh, it's an actual place. Okay, so here's Justin. It's like, Dad, you were supposed to go home. You're just supposed to drop me off. You're supposed to stay for the parties. He stayed for the party. It's like, clickety clank. Been locked up. You won't. You stop it, Shauna. Akon lives in Africa with 17 wives. Seriously? No way. What happened to Akon? In 2006, it was announced that Akon is planning to work on a full-length movie titled Illegal Alien, which will be based on his life. Okay, Wikipedia, that's not helping. That is not helping. That was 2006. All right. He rose to prominence in 2004 following the release of his debut single, Locked Up. I mean, that was such a banger. That whole album was a banger. And I went to Jamaica that following year, 2005, for my friend Scott and Crystal's wedding. They're still married to this day. Shout out to Scott and Crystal. And they played Akon at all the clubs in the grill. And it was just like Locked Up. And we just had the best time. His second album, Convicted, that was a good album too, in 2006, was met with continued success and yielded a Grammy award nomination for Best Contemporary R&B Album, while its lead singles, I Wanna Love You, featuring Snoop Dogg, and Smack That, on the floor, Smack That, featuring Eminem, both received nominations for Best Rap Song Collaboration. The songs peaked at numbers 1 and 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 respectively, not respectfully, Joleen, respectively, along with 2 of his singles released the following year, Don't Matter and his guest performance on Gwen Stefani's The Sweet Escape. This made Akon the first solo artist to concurrently hold the top 2 positions on the chart twice. His third album, Freedom, in 2008, was supported by the top 10 lead single Right Now. His fourth album explored reggaeton and Latin music. I didn't listen to those albums. So where is he now? Tell us where he is now. Okay. 2019 to present. Return to music. All right. Akon has announced his new record label, Iconic, I get it, label group, and will release 4 studio albums in different genres. In May 2019, Akon released his first Latin single, Get Money, featuring a Puerto Rican rapper, Anuel AA. Apologies if I pronounced that incorrectly. It was intended to be the lead single for his 4th album, but didn't appear on the final version of the album. The album was expected to be released on August 30th, 2019, but was pushed back and released October 4th, 2019. On September 6th, 2019, Akon released one of the songs featuring Mexican-American singer Becky G as the lead single. Okay. He released the album. All right, well, where did he go? Oh, he started a project, Akon Lighting Africa, in 2014, which provides electricity in 15 countries of Africa. That's cool. He also launched his own charity for underprivileged children in Africa, okay, called the Confidence Foundation. Akon was included as a guest appearance in Pitbull's I Believe That We Will Win World Anthem official music video, in which all proceeds from the song's sales, streaming, and views are being donated to Feeding America. Well, that's nice too. In 2018, he announced he was working. All right. 2020, he shared on Twitter that the agreements for the city have been finalized and the project is underway. So he was going to build a tourist city with a cryptocurrency based economy named Akon City. Okay. Using Akon's own cryptocurrency. That doesn't sound good. Okay. In 2020, it was announced that the engineering and consulting firm KE International, the same firm responsible for building a medical and technology city, Mwali, had been awarded a $6 billion contract to build the city. Phase 1 of construction, which was due to begin in 2023 and be complete in 2026, is to include roads, a hospital, residences. The project has not begun construction. It's well past schedule. Locals are concerned about the lack of progress. On September 1st, 2020, Akon told news conference that he had laid the first stone of the $6 billion city. Is it 6 billion cryptocurrency or 6? I don't know. The stone itself sits at the bottom of a dirt track in a field. A small placard advertising the mega project has fallen off of it. Okay. A suit has been brought against Akon in the United States by Devin Stevens for a debt of almost $4 million borrowed as part of the implementation for his futuristic city project. Stevens said that Akon City and Acoin are a part of a fraudulent scheme. Oh, God. Akon, no, Akon. His personal life in 2007, Akon claims he had 6 children with 3 women in an interview with Blender, all of whom he has great relationships with. He says he wishes to keep his family protected from the public eye. That's good. Akon owns a diamond mine in South Africa and denies the existence of blood diamonds, saying, I don't believe in conflict diamonds. That's just a movie. Think about it. Nobody thought or cared about conflict diamonds until Blood Diamond was released. However, he has since stated that he does accept that blood diamonds exist. Oh, jeez Louise. And that he is a partial owner of an African mine that is dedicated to avoiding the use of blood diamonds while also donating profits to local communities. Okay. All right, Akon, what is going? Okay, so I don't know. They didn't say anything about the personal life and wives, but I was really getting into it. Akon City and a coin. Well, either way, the people might be trash, but the music, it still slaps. They won't let me out now. They won't let me out. But that is, I went down the rabbit hole. So sorry. Akon plug. Oh God, Jen, thank you for the information, guys. Okay. Oh, Google, how many wives does he have? I'm just like over here going, I'm going to give you the whole story of Akon. How many wives does, oh, that just auto-populated. It says one. Tamika Theon. According to Google, that's the first thing that shows up. But maybe he's 51. Time goes so fast, kids. You know, that's why I always say enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. And also my grandpa used to say it. Does Akon have several wives? If so, who are they? All we know. All right. Well, this article from tuco.co, which is very legit, I'm sure. Tuco.co is saying he doesn't conform to monogamy. So he might be polyamorous, like you guys are saying. So there's his wife, Tamika Theon. But then there's allegedly some lady named Rosina, who's 45. And then there's a lady named Amira. Okay. And there might be a lady named Trisha. And there might be a lady named Rachel. This is all alleged. I don't know. Okay. That's enough, ladies, for the day. That's enough, ladies. Grandpa Akon. I know I had to kind of disguise it because I didn't want to get copyright struck with the music, but if I could play the real one, I'm like that. Won't let me out. Donna Lynn says, "Oh, my granddaughter used bussin', and I had no clue." Well, if it's bussin', it's good, Donna, and if it's mega bussin', it's great. I always say, is it mega bussin' or mega discussin'? Oh, Nana's in the chat. Hey, Nana. We're just looking at Justin Timberlake in handcuffs, you know, getting lady boners. Just normal Tuesday night. Okay, I wanted to get to a little bit of Jersey. We're already at an hour and a half, but who cares? We're not driving, right, Justin Timberlake? I did get caught up on New Jersey. Okay, and the Jersey Housewives. And let me know in the chat if you guys are watching it. Yeah, has anybody checked on Sheena? Because she's a huge Justin Timberlake fan. And Ariana's show is killing it, Love Island. And Ariana won Reality Star of the Year. So someone check on Sheena.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
But I did finally get caught up on the Housewives of Jersey. Freaking Jersey, right? The last couple episodes, I will say, were good with Jersey. So I have so many thoughts. Margaret Josephs, wow. This whole Jan passing away is really affecting her, which I could totally understand that, but her behavior it's something. All right. And I think it's kind of always been there with Marge, where she has, you know, she likes to cause a little bit of trouble. All the Jersey ladies do. I didn't expect Jackie and Jen Fessler to go so pro Teresa. Obviously, preseason we did see pictures of Teresa, Jennifer Aiden, Jen Fessler, and Jackie together, but Jackie looks very desperado for going this way. I understand that she's like had some epiphanies and she wrote a book that she didn't give to Marge, and Marge is freaking out. Let me tell you, if you write a book and don't give it to me, thank you. No offense, all offense, but I don't know. I would just tell me. I don't know. Maybe it's my ADHD, and it's already hard enough for me to read books as it is now. But if my friends are like, "Hey, read my book," I'm like, "Oh, it's so much pressure." I've had friends give me their books. My father-in-law writes books. My mother-in-law writes books. They're all great writers. I like to write, but they're like, did you read my book? Yes, it was great. It was great. So I would have been very thankful that someone didn't give me their book to read. But Margaret was mad. I'm like, who cares? I mean, no offense, all offense, but I can barely read my own stuff, let alone out here just reading people's books, But Jackie looks very desperado doing this, and she's like, no one's going to make me turn on Teresa. And I'm like, mad at her. Girl, she started a whole rumor about Evan at the gym cheating on you, being unfaithful. Teresa also has a lady boner for your husband, Evan. We've heard about this season after season. So it's fine and dandy Randy, I guess. But that was a very quick change that Jackie had. And she's like, you and Jennifer Aiden just seem so much more fun, Teresa. But it just goes to show you and prove what Teresa has said since the beginning. Jackie's a fan. She literally went to an event of Teresa's before she was on the show and got her picture taken with her. So of course the ultimate goal was to be friends with Teresa, but it just doesn't look good. And then in this last episode, Jackie went to Melissa and Joe's housewarming or redone housewarming party and fell right when she got there. And I'm thinking, is she drinking more? What's going on with Jackie? And then, so her and Marge have it out because, they had it out at Dolores's softball event, the charity softball event, where Jackie told Marge, you never have my back. And Marge is like, oh, I don't have your back because Danielle, Miss New York Fashion. Is New York Fashion Week not a big deal anymore? Because no offense, all offense, but how did Danielle's bougie kids get in that? That looks this. It just looks Walmart. It looks like the Hannah Montana collection at Walmart from back in the day. I don't understand it. Congratulations, Danielle. That's fantastic. I'm so proud. But when they showed those early leopard pants with the pleather on the bottom, I get it's jersey, but that was bad. And then the Joanne fabric baseball romper she made with those kids didn't even want to wear it. I was like, because when she actually went to Fashion Week, Danielle went to Fashion Week, you saw the other designers. They were it looked like organic. It was fancy. And then she shows up. It was very, yes, Cassandra. It was Temu chic. I was like, Danielle. Danielle's like, I can't believe I'm here. It's always been my dream. I don't talk to my dad because he sides with my brother too much. What? I think Danielle has some good points this season, and I agree with her a couple times, but she's still hard for me to watch. Let me know what you guys think, but she's difficult for me to cheer for because she's like Teresa Light at this point. She's kind of like a walking punchline. And I think just like Jennifer Aiden is currently setting her up to be exposed more by this lady. So there's this Lena lady, or there's a Lena and a Laura and whatever. And she was like, I was just doing everybody's hair for this event that Danielle was having. And Danielle's right now, she's in Dominican or something with her family. But I did her hair for free. I opened my shop up for this charity event she was doing. I bought tickets to it. I wanted to support her, And then I went in the VIP, and the waitress came over. She says, you don't have a purple wristband. And I said, excuse me? And they kicked me out. And Jen Fessler's just she's got those brand new veneers, and she's like, oh. And I'm like, who cares? Who cares? You're in. And when at first I'm like, that's kind of shitty. But the more that Danielle actually explained it, saying, hey, we've had so much infiltration into this group, and it was trying to be a positive thing for charity. I didn't want any fans back there, bloggers, anyone who could bring any negativity to this charity event. I was like, oh, okay, Danielle, that actually makes sense. That makes sense. Walmart, Temu chic clothing designer. And, but yeah, it was Jen Fessler's a fan too. She's a fan. She's a fan. She's a fan. Okay. Oh my God. Thank you. I've been working on it. right? It's like in the storyline with I don't get along with my brother and I don't get along with my dad and my mom is traveling. I'm like, and her husband just like, duh. Yeah. Poor little guy. Poor little guy. Yeah, the veneers are, it's crazy. It's really something. I will say Jen Fessler does look great this season. I mean, she always looks great, but she's fangirling. She's in her fangirl era on Jersey. Okay, so back to Jackie and Margaret. So they had that falling out. It was a long time coming because right when Jen Fessler was headed over to the Teresa side, it just took Teresa. Teresa has to do so minimal, like the littlest thing, in these women are like, oh, Teresa, okay, you didn't mean it. Did you call her husband a drug dealer today, in the future, in the past, in the present? And Teresa's like, what? No, I didn't say it. It wasn't for now times. It was previous times. You're like, okay. So, within a second, Jen Fessler's just eating out of the palm of the Namaste bitch's hand. And she's very excited. So Marge is pissed. Melissa, because Marge and Melissa, they haven't even spoken 2 words to Teresa. It is so uncomfortable to watch them be in the same room, and doesn't happen very often, but when they are the same vicinity, and just act as though the other one doesn't exist. And I still don't understand. I don't know what in the sprinkle cookies got us to this point. It's just been a long time coming with Melissa and Teresa, but it's so played out at this point. And Joe Gorga, I'm just like, if I have to hear about his dick one more time, I'm going to go find it and cut it off myself, because I'm so tired of hearing about his little pee-pee. All right. So, already Marge was feeling some type of way because Jackie seemed to be Team Fessler, Team Teresa. Just like, what's the big deal? Why can't we like Teresa? I don't know, because you spent 9 seasons. It's just, I understand you can change and you can definitely give her a chance, but it happened so abruptly. I don't feel like we saw the deterioration of her relationship with Marge or Melissa. I mean, her and Melissa were pretty close, Jackie and Melissa, and as were her and Margaret. Now, I understand Margaret can be very annoying, and she holds her friends to crazy standards that she doesn't necessarily live up to. But it just seemed to happen overnight, where Jackie just talks a lot of shit. I think she's one of the people that just talks a lot of shit. But then the minute she can get in with that person she's talking shit about, she's like, just kidding. So Marge and her are talking at Melissa's redone home party, at the Gorga's redone home party. And they, Jackie's just like, I'm a different person now. You don't get it. And Marge is like, and then they're not friends. And then immediately Jackie walks her, I think, drunken ass over to Plumber Joe, Marge's husband. And this was, to me, one of the creepiest interactions I have seen on reality TV in a while. If I was Marge, at first, because I had the show on and I walked away for a second and I was just listening to it. I'm like, is Marge really this upset that Jackie's hugging Plumber Joe? And then I rewound it and I watched Jackie, and she nuzzled into, because she's like 3 feet taller than Plumber Joe. And she was like it's just that baby talk, that drunk baby talk lady. And Plumber Joe goes, you're so beautiful. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what, sir? What? That's your wife's friend. That was like really, really weird. I did think so. At first I thought Marge overreacted, but then I was like, oh no, you okay, Teddy? But then I'm like, oh no, I would be like, I wouldn't have been, we're not getting along, but I would have been like, quit nuzzling my husband. It's gross. And also, husband, why are you telling my friends you're so gorgeous? Then she's like, Joe. And she was I'm like, Evan, come get her, take her home. What's happening here? And Evan's like at the gym cheating or something. Hey, La Turig. HC says Marge seems comfortable being in a constant state of anger, but constant. Yes, Patty, it was so weird. So in that regard, I was like, okay. And then Marge right away, she was like, oh, okay, Jackie, you want to play? Let's play. So then Marge sends Dolores a screenshot of Jackie talking shit. Because Marge is like, Jackie talks so much shit. And everyone's like, okay, yeah. And Marge's like, here's the screenshot. And it's Jackie calling Dolores a slob. And I'm sorry. Dolores may be a lot of things, and she may be a male apologist, and she may be lowering her standards every day for these dudes, but she is not a slob. And Jackie in this text message was like, she's a effing slob or something. And Dolores saw it, and Patterson came out, and she was like, I'm gonna need a minute. I am not a slob. You do not call me a slob. And Jackie's like, oh, it's not like that. It's like, Jackie, I meant like slop. You said, she tried to make it like sloppy. You said she's like a slob. So yeah, Marge talks the most shit, 100%. So right then you're like, oh, okay. Marge was saving that to out Jackie. Like she wants to put that. This is the season where Marge is going to try to put the nail in Jackie's coffin and try to put everything off on Jackie. And this is the season where Jackie's like, I want back as a main player on Jersey. And if I have to be friends with Teresa to do it, that's what I always wanted anyways. That's how she is, Merriam-Webster. Donna Lynn says, I just can't watch Real Housewives of New Jersey. I just got tired of watching Teresa. It can be difficult. Yes. She called her a slob and that she effing hates her. Yeah. And she got caught. She was like, I didn't say that. And she's like, yes, you did, bitch. Look at this. And Jackie's like, I just meant like, I don't know what Jackie, something's going on with her. She was over at Teresa just kissing her ass. And Teresa thinks she's got all of these just like very witty things. She was like, oh, you're having a dog party, Jennifer Aiden. Well, if Joe Plumber was going to come, who was he going to bring for the dog? His dog or Marge? And everyone was like, crickets. Teresa. And so Marge is just very angry. She wants to take Jackie down. Jackie and Jen Fessler are headed to Jennifer Aiden and Teresa because they're like, they're more fun. And, Jen Fessler's like, I had sex with James Gandolfini and I like margaritas. And her and now the Fuda chick, what's her name? Rachel? What's her name, you guys? The Fuda lady. They're in a fight because young Fuda, she's 32 and she's friends with Jen, Fessler, and Jen Fessler's like much older than her. So Jen's like, why are you crying? What are you doing? And I'm thinking, wasn't Jen Fessler just pretty emotional in previous seasons? But now she's like, why is Fuda gotta be crying? It's like, because she's mad because Teresa's talking mad shit about her husband and she's talking mad shit about Teresa. And some may think the Fudas are doing a little bit too much, but I do think Teresa does need some kind of pushback. She can't have everyone kissing her ass and she can't have Melissa just ignoring her, right? Some of their name, I think it's Rachel. I don't know, but the Fuda lady, and then there's John Fuda, her husband. And that is an unfortunate gentleman. And he just wants to fight with Teresa so bad. Teresa and Louis have been in this battle with him since last season. And they finally met. They had the Irishman, Dolores's Irishman. They had him put it together. Lobster Louis was like, hey, Irishman, can you get a hold of the Fudas? And we got to have a meetup and talk. And he was like, I think I can. And also Dolores, Paulie, I think is his name, her Irishman. Dolores, wow. Dolores is dating the Irishman, you guys. And he has a townhome that looks like a bachelor pad. He's been separated for like 50 years. He's been technically, allegedly filing for divorce for like 3 years, but he hasn't filed or something. So Dolores wanted him to do it last year. And then she's finally putting her foot down because she moved in with them and she wouldn't do that with her last boyfriend, the doctor dude, who was very weird too. He always looked like a zombie. That doctor, he always looked real sleepy and a lack of iron or something. Something was happening there. but I feel like Dolores has to lower her standards for these men. It's clear she wants marriage. It's clear she wants commitment. It's clear she wants this more traditional kind of, relationship that she might have seen growing up, but then she makes excuses for him. So as she's talking to Paulie, the Irishman, he's like, you think I'm going to marry you? I'm sorry, I don't have an Irish accent. Me lucky charms, you think I'm going to marry you the minute I get a divorce? It's like, yeah, she does, because you guys have been dating and you live together. And he's like, no, I don't want to marry you, but I'll start a business with you. Dolores, run. That man is not getting divorced because there's something financial. The only reason, I've talked about this before, I've ever seen married people stay married or, stay separated instead of going through the full divorce is for financial or tax reasons. Some kind of effed up thing. Run, baby, run. Run. And now he's like, but I'll go into business with you, which is almost a bigger commitment than marriage, So, and he's like, it seems like he's just, I don't. And the way he was talking to her, and he's like, well, if you want me lucky charms, you want to run now, go run, do it right now. And he's not even like fighting for her. And I feel like Dolores deserves someone to finally fight for her. I mean, she had to be married to Frank Sr. for all those years while he was dipping his wick all over town and getting disbarred. And then she had the draining doctor who was just like anemic or something. And now she's got the Irishman, Paulie, pulling this shit. And I'm like, right, Haley? He always looked gray, the doctor. And I am a pale girl. I am a damn near corpse colored. But that guy, something was off. I was like, what's he doing? What's going on? So yeah, run, Dolores, run, run, run. Oh my God, please run, Dolores. Just the way he spoke with her. And I feel like Dolores wants to be like this tough, independent chick, but she is, I mean, she was left by Frank Sr. to raise these damn kids. And, her daughter now, I love Dolores's daughter. She's like one of my favorites because she calls her dad Frank and she's a vet and saves animals. And she's like a no nonsense, even with her mom. So I do like her. But there's this part of Dolores that just lets these men, it just sucks to see because she's so strong, but she just, she's like, no, I mean, yeah, I do want Paulie to get divorced, but it's like, I don't, I told him, but he thinks he can't. And he just was too sassy with her. I didn't like it. So we had that going on. We had Dolores. I mean, she should Patterson him like she was Patterson Jackie. And then we have Jennifer Aydin versus Danielle. And at first I was ready to just be Jennifer Aydin on this because Danielle annoys me. But Danielle's right. Jennifer Aydin and Teresa were trying to set her up to out that Melissa thing or put it out there, even though Jennifer Aydin's like, no, I wasn't doing that. I just couldn't say that Melissa knew because Louis talked to Joe and they were setting Danielle up. And Danielle's starting to realize through her relationship with Rachel Fuda that she was set up. And she's starting to see Jennifer Aydin for who I think she really is, especially with this Lena hair lady too. And Danielle's like, no, we're not going to do this. Okay. Well, no, I was doing a charity event and I didn't want any bologna. I didn't want any malarkey. Okay. I just wanted to have a nice event for charity because I'm bougie. And they do their bougie brunch. And then at bougie brunch, Rachel Fuda came for Teresa and Teresa was like on Klonopin or something. But I love how they're like, oh, Teresa's going to get you. And it's like, okay, will she maybe talk to like a blogger to come after you? Like behind the scenes, will she call, what's his name up? John Cincinnati. What's that guy's? Bo Diddler, P. Diddler. She'll call Bo Diddy. What's his name? Stuff like that. But when it comes to like actually like a war of the words, even if you think Rachel Fuda's a little annoying, and she was destroying Teresa. She was just like, what you call that my husband? You was in jail in your adult life and you're an old lady. You call me young and dumb? Well, you're old and dumb, bitch. And she's like, you went to jail. What have you done with your life? And Teresa's like, isn't your husband like a parking attendant, Archie? So stupid. And then she's like, is that supposed to be an insult? Oh, yeah, my husband's a pocket attendant. Hey, Buffy. And he makes $5. Okay, fine. But you still a jailbird. You still a felon. And then she was just, and then Teresa's like, I gotta go. Gabriella's got volleyball. Bye. She's in volleyball and I gotta be there. So then she leaves and Dolores is like, oh, now Teresa's gonna get you. And Rachel Fuda's like, I ain't never scared. She's like, I got arthritis. Okay. That's taking me down more than Teresa. But then when they meet up with Lobster Louie and Teresa and the Fudas, John Fuda pisses me off because he didn't want to have any kind of reconciliation. He's like, you apologize to me. You apologize to my family. You apologize to my dog. You apologize. And I'm like, oh, God. I mean, she was doing that. But he's like, you kiss my ring. You kiss my feet. I got 7 toes on 1 foot. You kiss all 7. He was just kind of annoying. And he could have taken the liquor to Melissa and Joe's redone housewarming because Teresa's like, I did bring some liquor for my brother who I'm not talking to. Okay, we're playing the silent treatment game, but you can bring it to him. And then they were like, no, we're not bringing it. They literally left it on a table, which I thought was very, very rude. Trey rude, but no, I get it. I get why they wouldn't want to deliver her stuff for her. And then Melissa's like, I'm so glad he didn't bring that alcohol. I don't want any of Teresa's spirit in here. I don't want to deal with it. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. And then here comes Dolores, because it's like her and Teresa they're like family. She's like, Teresa called me and told me I got to bring this liquor. And Melissa's like, oh my God, get the liquor out of my redone house. This is my office. Everything is acrylic clear. So like sometimes it feels like you're just sitting on air, but it's a chair, but it looks like air. And at first we did the house and they had little baby windows and then we got ripped by social media. So we redid the house. Thank you, Jesus. Antonia doesn't want to hug me. Isn't it a little weird that Teresa's daughters are so affectionate and loving? And Melissa's daughter's like, ew. All of her kids, I understand like teenagers are weird for sure. Kids in general, they go through their hormonals and stuff. But they're like, oh, they're like repulsed when Melissa and Joe are anytime, especially Melissa goes near Antonia. She's like, no, don't touch me. Where like Antonia, Gabriella, Gia, Melania, they're like, but it could be just that those girls have went through so much trauma in their lives with their parents and going to jail and stuff that it just made them so much closer. But it's crazy because Antonia's like, ew, don't touch me. I feel bad because Melissa's like, I love my daughter so much. But she's like, ew, mom, get out of here. You're such a loser. And Antonia's at Delaware, which I did not know about the University of Delaware. But I will say from the little college move-in stuff, it looks like a really beautiful, legit school. So apologies to Delaware. It was just my own ignorance for that. So it was, it was a good couple episodes that we saw. It took us a while to get here, but we're seeing some movement within Jersey, but it's still a very unprecedented season that we're not going to see a reunion. And Andy Cohen's like, it'll make sense. You'll see the finale is like, ties up everything. But to me, I look forward to the reunions. So I was just like, I still don't like that they're not doing a reunion. It just seems like they're going to just trash this whole cast. Actually, what they'll probably do is they'll probably keep Teresa and maybe like one other person, and they'll just trash everybody else. Because I just do not see Bravo getting rid of Teresa. But I did think it was so Lobster Louie. Poor Teresa is at this, and I say poor Teresa lightly, but she's at this sit down with the Fudas, and Lobster Louie's got so much to say before him. But again, he so many times just allows Teresa to just get disrespected right in front of him, and he doesn't do anything, and he doesn't say anything. It's like, where you at, tough guy? I mean, he did more when he was at those men's retreats, doing trust exercises shirtless by the ocean, being like, we love each other. Let's stop being rude to women. Catch me. But then Teresa's got to basically do everything. And then he's like, yeah. And if the old Teresa's got to come out, the old Teresa's got to come out because I got a wolf here and a wolf here. And every day I'm like, which wolf should I? I'm like, you are not a wolf, sir. You are a sheep. What does this man do? What does he do? I mean, Marge says he's just unemployed and leeching off Teresa. And I have to believe that because he's just always just wearing the Namaste Bitches merch. And that's basically all I've seen him do. Yeah, and Jersey reunions are notoriously very, very good. Or historically, I should say, very, very good. Antonia seems, maybe she does, but it's so different from how affectionate Teresa's girls seem to be now. But I guess, Gia, she'll give Teresa a little like, but you can definitely tell that Gia is vying for, or they're grooming, it's bad choice of words, but they're preparing Gia for almost like a housewife's position. And it just is unnatural for Gia to be in these situations with these women because there's such an age difference. And it's uncomfortable because then they can't talk about certain things. Because even when like her uncle's brought up, Gia's like, no, don't even bring it up. And it's like, but that's like all your mom has on the show, and that's all they have. So if we don't talk about the elephant in the room, what are we really doing? And it's unbelievably awkward. So overall, this last episode, very entertaining. The redone house party, very entertaining. Everyone was invited except for Teresa, obviously. Teresa did send a gift, to which Melissa was like, oh my God, get it out of here. Thank you, Jesus. Joey Gorga talking about his penis too much. Jennifer Aiden and her husband are still at odds because she's still trying to get over the cheating. And he's trying to pretend to stick up for her, even though she's like, oh my God, you hugged Joe Gorga and it doesn't look like you're on my side. So they have that going on. Jen Fessler she's like, I can't believe all these people. I can't believe I'm on the show. Even though I do think she's kind of adorable. Danielle she's making some good points, but I still find it hard to cheer for her. The Fudas are coming in mafia hot. They're coming in Sopranos hot, where there's just no flexibility within that, and especially with John Fuda, and I'm like, who's this guy again? So then there's times where I'm like, okay, there's pushback on Louis and Teresa, that's good, but then there's times where he's so inflexible that he's just so unwilling to move that I'm like, I'm almost cheering for Teresa. Those moments. Marge she's a sad girl in a sad world and angry, and Jackie is looking like a very desperate, very, very desperate. And Dolores holding her own with the ladies, but when it comes to the relationships with guys, it's cringe. It is cringe. Irene says, can you imagine Tamara, Teresa, Dorinda, and Dorit? Oh, an ultimate girls trip. Coming at you soon with them. HC says it's inappropriate to involve children into adult issues. I know Gia is an adult. It's just, it still seems wrong. And no one wants to see Gia as a housewife. She's too young. Go do your thing, Gia. If somehow way down the line you end up there, fine. But it's like, go live a life. What would Gia, I know she's had experiences that have made her had to grow up probably quicker than she would have or wanted to, but still she has to live a life. Cassandra says Teresa's girls are more comfortable with the cameras for sure. Yeah, that could be too. And Antonia's like the only girl in the family. Melissa can be a lot as well. And Jen says Louis is getting called out for some large debts. I mean, the surviving Louis is only a matter of time. Only a matter of time, because that guy reeks of scammer. Just so much scammer. And the fact that even Gia's like, no, he's a good guy. And I'm like, and even the way when Joe Giudice calls from the Bahamas, and apparently he's still unemployed and can't pay for any of the college. It's like, get your shit together, Joe Giudice. The way that Lobster Louis like, love you, Joe. it just seems very disingenuous. Even Joe Giudice, I know that they allegedly have like a good relationship, but I don't hear Joe Giudice going, "I love you too, Louis." It's just like, Louis, you're doing a little too much. A little too much. Yeah, the way Louis talks big and no action, I'm like, I don't have time for you. No. Louis showed up and started lecturing the police. Melania was in a minor car accident, and the police released the. No way. Can you tag me in that, Samantha Stevens? Or maybe I'll just Google it. But if you remember, that sounds like something he would do. That definitely. Yeah, Juicy Joe, he is looking rough, and he needs to get a job. You need to get a jobby job, Juicy Joe. You need to get that jobby job right now. Did you hear that stuff that blogger came out with? Jersey is like impossible to keep up with this blogger stuff. So I think I'm a little behind. You guys have been great about tagging me and stuff. Keep doing so, and I'll try to get caught up. But Jersey has just been so corrupt with bloggers. I mean, if you thought that the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City had their blogger issues, it's nothing compared to Jersey. So, oh no, she crashed her new Mercedes. Well, I'm glad she was okay. Yeah, Louis totally Katie Ellen. He's totally a dirty John. 100%. He just lied. Just yuck. That's why I was glad that Rachel Fuda's like, oh, you want to talk about my husband's exes? Okay, first of all, because there's one thing about Rachel Fuda, she did adopt. I don't know the specifics of like the stepson thing, but it seems like she stepped up to the plate with the stepson. And that is very admirable of her to do, to step up as a mom. And I like that about her. But I like that she was calling out Louis, because Louis's exes have quite a few claims, and he had to go to that man retreat. It's never good when your man's got to go to a man retreat to be with other men, for them to say, hey, it's very Andrew Tate, aka Andrew Tate of them, to be like, all right, guys, it's not gay. We're just all going to take off our shirts and fall into each other's arms and try to be nice to women, and it's like, yeah, of course that's not gay, because gay men would never treat women as poorly as you are treating them. But it's all these like straight men. They're like, let's just go and scream in the woods or by the beach, shirtless, okay, nipples out, dudes, and let's just like get out all our anger from these bitches. It's horrible. No, if my husband was like, I'm going to a guy retreat, I'm like, then I'm going to divorce court, because this is what? No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. In all fairness, it was a 2018. Well, yeah, there was just asking to be crashed then. You have no idea how to tag. I'll Google it. No worries, Samantha Stevens. I shouldn't be so lazy. Sarah says she came out with some tea about Teresa contacting her, trying to take her husband's ex down. Oh, Louis' ex. And also digging dirt on people. There was a lot of stuff she was exposing. Okay. What's the blogger's name? I'll Google it. But if you know the blogger's name, feel free to put it in the chat. But yeah, send it to Daryl. HC says, my family has a rule about our first cars having to be at least 2 decades older than us. It's insane. Kyle Richards and Mauricio just bought a Porsche or whatever, for her 16th birthday. I saw that while they're filming Housewives. We'll see this in the upcoming season, I think, of Beverly Hills, if they include it, but they were filming. But I'm like, a brand new Porsche for a 16-year-old? No. I mean, I was lucky if a car had power steering. It was a Ford Tempo. I think the first car that was kind of mine, but I think it was still somewhat my parents too, was a Pontiac Le Mans, if that's even still a thing, and then a Ford Tempo. And then I think I had another Ford that was like a hatchback with no power steering. I don't think the interior lights worked also. And I just got really nice arms, because I don't know if you've ever effed with no power steering, but that is the ultimate arm workout for sure. Yeah, it's a lot of car for a kid, Al. 100%. You had a Ford Tempos were the shit. And then at one point, I think we got a Ford Taurus. It was like one of those grocery getters, what are they called? Grocery getters. They're the longer ones. There's a name for them. And they're like the family car, but it's not an SUV. but it had leather seats and it had a sunroof and a tape deck. And I was like, big pimpin'. I just thought it was so cool. I was in high school. I was like, yeah, look at this. But the Ford Tempo, we bought off my friend. And I think we bought it for like $500 or something. Pontiac was discontinued. Yeah, that's how old I am. It was a Pontiac Le Mans. And in the wintertime, the doors would freeze. So they wouldn't close all the way sometimes. So you had to like put the seatbelt around the door handle. It was a whole thing. The station wagon. Thank you. It's me, Angie. Yeah, the grocery getter was a station wagon. So, all right, you guys, we're at 2 hours. I am going to go to sleep because it is almost 1 a.m. here. But you guys have been fantastic. Shout out to everyone who joined me for this impromptu late night live. Shout out to all my super chatters, Susie Q, Amalesh, Steven, Autumn. Thank you for becoming a member. JW, Chickenhead PK Neely, DM Rocks. Oh, Amalesh, I'm sorry, I missed this one. Amalesh says, I feel like Fuda and Teresa are what Lala wants to be. Kind of. Yeah, she's like, it's the thuggish, wrongish bone. Like she wants to be a little more like gangsta, like those two, but it's not working. It's not working. So I hope you all, wherever you are in the world, have a wonderful rest of your day, evening, morning. And I'll be back very soon with another video. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, comment after the video post. It helps me with the algorithm. And I also like just reading your comments and hearing what you guys have to say. Follow me on social media at Joleen Lunzer on Instagram, Twitter, and the TikTok, and also at No Offense All Offense on Instagram as well. And if you haven't already, get tickets to come see me. My Arizona show August 8th and my San Diego show August 10th. The links are in the description of this video. You guys are beautiful, wonderful pumpkin spice babies. And like I always say, enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. Bye.
If you like what you see,